Going carnivore has absolutely killed my insulin. Regular viewers amongst you will know that I've gone carnivore in terms of diet. I'm not going to go into why right now. You can see that in the original video. I'll link it in the description if you like. However, since my first blood test, which I'll be doing more of soon, I've also done a blood test to see my fasted insulin. This is something I do for pretty much all of my patients by default, because when you're fasting and then you check your insulin, it's one of the best ways, in my opinion at least, of seeing how healthy you are in terms of metabolism. Let me explain why you should do this test and how it can help you be much healthier and, as a result, potentially live longer as well. You see, if you eat something that includes carbs and the glucose goes into the bloodstream, and then insulin comes along and brings that glucose level back down. As to how and what happens to that glucose, I'm going to explain that in detail soon in another one of my mammoth multi-hour lecture videos very soon when I get a chance. However, that process can become faulty over time. Sometimes even when you're fasting and there's no glucose level to bring down, the insulin can still be high because you've got serious metabolic issues in the form of hyperinsulinemia. This is absolutely incredibly unhealthy, and there's no chance you're going to live as long as if you had a healthy metabolism or a regular insulin response. So on my almost carb-free diet, I say almost because I have raw milk that I buy from a place called Hill Farm in the UK, highly recommend. I have basically a flat blood glucose level all day. So when I got my fasting insulin back, it was literally 2.9 microunits per litre. This is extremely tight, and I honestly couldn't be happier. If you have it less than around, say, 4 to 5, then you're doing really well, to be honest. But what does this mean for me? Well, my metabolism is functioning fantastically well. And you can see from a selection of my continuous glucose monitor readings on screen why I got such a good result. I just never get a glucose spike. I know it goes up and down, but that's only because it's been zoomed in into the normal range. Normally it's zoomed out a lot because people have spikes throughout the day. The blue section that you see is the normal range, and mine pretty much never leaves the normal range of around 4 to 8 millimoles per litre. If you're in the US, you might use different units. I'll try and put those on screen. Some of you might ask though, if I'm only having the tiniest amount of carbs, i.e. the raw milk now and again, then how is it that my blood glucose level is always constant and not 0 or close to 0? Well, the reason is that the body can make glucose by itself anytime it needs, using protein and fat. This should tell you how constantly eating carbs is completely unnecessary for us. So after all this, you can bet I'm going to keep going with carnivore because I feel fantastic. I have no bathroom problems at all, which everyone keeps asking me about. And that's because I make sure I have plenty of fat with my meals. I've come to around, let's say, 1 meal a day on average now because I just never feel hungrier than that, to be honest. And I'll also be doing more blood tests soon so you can see exactly what it's doing to me on the inside. And a lot of my patients that I see to manage weight or diabetes or sports performance even, like some of the Premiership footballers that I manage, they always ask me what my own fasting insulin is. So to all of you that I have the privilege of treating, this is for you guys, and especially the ones of you that came to me for weight loss injections like Ozempic and have lost all the weight you wanted without a single injection.